We've come up on the 348 bus from a very misty and damp Puerto de la Cruz up to Siete Canadas, and we're about to do a walk up Montana Blanca, which is a misnomer for two reasons. Firstly, it's not white, it's a sort of a pale beige colour, and secondly, it's really more of a plateau on the side of Teide rather than a mountain in its own right, but it's still well over 2,000 metres. It's about 2,600, I think, metres high, and so it's worth the ascent, and we'll also get to see the famous Teide eggs on the way up. That's something to look forward for later. We're a few minutes into the walk, and because it's high altitude, puffing a little bit. There's also quite a wind blowing in our faces, so this doesn't help, but hopefully the sound quality will be enough. You can hear what I'm saying. Just slightly to our left is Montana Blanca, with one or two little patches of snow still on. Most of it's gone from Teide, but a little bit on Montana Blanca. But it's not too cold really. I'm just walking in a long sleeve shirt, and despite the wind, I'm feeling okay. The wind's giving over a little bit here, so I'll try and do some commentary. Over on the right we can see the ridge that we were following the other day on Siete Canadas, and above the ridge we can see the observatories. There's two of them. One's meteorological, the other is astronomical, so a lot of work going on over there. Just off to our slight right we can see El Portillo and La Fortaleza. We're just coming up to the first of the Teide eggs. The origin of these is disputed a little bit, but most people think that when this black lava was flowing down the mountainside of Teide, it was quite viscous and slow moving, and the bits at the bottom just broke off and tumbled down on their own, and as they tumbled they made themselves into these egg shapes. So this is quite a small one. We'll see quite a few more of those further on. In the meantime, let's just enjoy the view off to the left, looking down towards La Fortaleza and the north side of the island, which is covered in cloud. We're in the field of the Teide eggs now, and straight ahead you can see the black lava flow that supposedly is what they broke off from. We're in direct line of it now. You can see it's quite a solid mound even up there, and it's quite easy to imagine these things breaking off and rolling down into their current resting place. Just on the right now is the path which takes you to Pico del Teide, right up to the top. It's about 1,000 meters climb, and it's pretty unrelentingly steep. It's something I've never done, and to be honest, I probably never will do. It's 2.4 kilometers up there to what they call the refuge, the Alta Vista, and then it's a bit further on to Pico del Teide itself. So the good plan would be to go up slowly to the Alta Vista, stay overnight there, book in, and then go to the summit the next morning, preferably to see the sunrise, and then come down and enjoy the rest of the day on the walk down. That would be the plan if I did it, but I must admit I approached it with some trepidation. So this is it. This is what is really the summit of Montana Blanca. You might say it's a bit of an anticlimax, as it's just a little plateau, but this is about as high as it gets on Montana Blanca. There's this little footpath that takes you round. We'll try and get a little bit more out of the wind to have lunch at the summit here. Oh boy. But this is where you get the fantastic view of the whole of the Canadas crater rim, the south side anyway. We're walking with our backs to Teide at the moment, and here you have the view that we came for. Looking, as we're walking straight ahead, is Guajara. Just in a second or two we'll look down below and see the Parador, the Rocas de Garcia, see the sunlight glinting off the cars parked there, and then right down to the south. What a spectacular view. We're on the way down now, and it's still pretty breezy, but it's nothing like it was right at the top when we were having lunch. So if the commentary doesn't come out from there, there'll be captions, but otherwise the wind has not been died down at all, but it's dropped quite a lot just off the summit. Straight ahead we can see the observatory. Over to the left is La Fortaleza, the cliffs of the old crater rim on the north side, and we can also see the bars at Las Canadas, or Portillo el Alto. So we've got the whole sort of north side of the crater spread out before us, and on the other side of the ridge where the observatory is, drop straight down there, you come to Puerto de la Cruz. We're just coming up to a junction in the track where we've so far on the way down we've come the way we went up, but what we're going to do now is head off this main track down directly to La Fortaleza and El Portillo, rather than go back down to the bottom of Montana Blanca. So this is our turning off to the left, just coming up, and we've got quite a nice descent and then a stroll across the crater floor back to La Fortaleza and El Portillo. dropped down the steep part of the descent now, and we're still dropping gently towards La Fortaleza, which we can see directly ahead of us, looking a bit like Ayers Rock, or what is it, Urulu in Australia. Pretty soon we'll come across another junction in the path. The left fork takes you to the left-hand end of La Fortaleza as we're looking at it, but we're going to continue on to La Fortaleza on the right fork, which takes you to the right-hand end. In the meantime, this is very gentle walking, a bit slippy where it's a bit steeper on this pecan, but here it's very, very stable and no danger of slipping over. We're in a slightly different terrain here now, much more Tavy Broom, and we're not all that far at all from La Fortaleza, the cliffs of the north side of the caldera, which are directly ahead of us, looking very red in the sun. About 1.5 kilometres to go, and then just where it dips down there is a path which takes you over the top, over the shoulder as it were, and then you start a descent into the Orotava Valley, which has been the subject of another John's Walk going back probably 2 years now. So we're going to stay just on this little path until we meet one crossing, and we'll turn right and head back to El Portillo. Well, we had a little climb up that ridge, not entirely expected, I have to say, but just puffing a bit. We're at the top of that, and we've got a panoramic view of La Fortaleza slightly to the left of us, and then we can see very clearly the little Hermitage, little church just on the ridge there at the low point, path going up to it, and that is the route from, well, one of the routes anyway, from Las Cañadas into the Orotava Valley. We're just coming up now to a whole raft of signposts, so I think we're about to join the path which takes you from La Fortaleza back to El Portillo. That's the last stage of our journey, and it's one that we've done going the other way because it was the start of the journey down to Playa El Sirocco. But we're not going to do all that today. We're just going to head across to El Portillo. pretty much at the visitor centre of El Portillo now. You can see the interpretation boards, and we're just coming up to a nice tarred path so people with disabilities can come and enjoy this beautiful scenery. So we're 2 or 3 minutes from the bus stop, probably got about an hour to wait. Still, you can have a nice relax. I hope you've enjoyed this John's Walk, and that you'll join me soon on the very next one.